find us back in the garden of the present Mrs. Little. See how things have moved on in the last couple of months since we looked at Mrs. Little's garden. So we've just concluded a very nice cup of coffee that I made. No biscuits, no cake.
No, they're being good.
So one thing you'll notice is there's a lot more foliage in the garden since the last time we were here. Not least these silver birch trees and also the beech hedge behind that affords us the privacy that we British so value. Don't we, Mrs. Little?
Yes. So I've redone my pots. Admittedly, I've used some pansies that I already had, but you can see I've put some bedding plants in with some petunias and things. So yes, I even stuck a little Busy Lizzie in there to give us a little bit of colour. So this is nearly on its last legs, but it'll do this summer.
Okay.
So, this everlasting sweet peas, close to getting some flowers now, I'm pleased to say. Never been that successful with these, so we'll see how they do this year. Last year was disappointing. We'll see how they do this year. So,
Can we eat those?
No. Not that I know. No.
You said they were sweet peas. I like peas.
I know. No, not that sort of sweet peas. But anyway.
Okay.
This is another one I've done. In fact, this one I hope he'll back up a bit. I've just put a geranium in there now. That was a rose that somebody gave me in a flower arrangement. I popped him in there to see if he'd take, and he has. So, and I've put a little bit of lobelia in to give it a bit more colour later. And that should be trailing, so hopefully this will come down in the next couple of months a bit. So, so I've put some little bush fuchsias in, which hopefully will take off a bit. I took a cutting off a lovely white geranium, and I've put the cutting in this morning, so hopefully that'll take. Again, a little bit of lobelia. This is bush lobelia, multicoloured. Hopefully that will take as well. This geranium has already flowered, so I deadheaded him. I'm hoping he's going to come again. That is a beautiful rose that we were given for our 40th wedding anniversary. It's called Anniversary Rose from some friends. And this one here is magnificent. My dear old mum bought me this bush rose. It's got the most beautiful scent. The flowers are rather heavy on it, so I've pinned it back as much as I can, but it's magnificent. I love it. I tried some little miniature sunflowers, but as you can see, even though I've got slug traps down, they love them. So they're not doing as well as I'd hoped. But anyway, this is a beautiful annual geranium, which in a minute is going to be covered in purple flowers, and the bees love it too, which is lovely. So yes, but as you can see, all of this is going to be flower, so it will be magnificent in a minute. It'll be covered in purple and up against the pink. I think that looks lovely.
Beautiful.
So
what's that?
I forget what that's called, but it had white flowers on it, and now this is berries. It's turning to berries now, so they'll go red. But again, something is eating that, which is a shame. Probably caterpillars, I think. So my poor old camellia, we had the temperature plummet the other evening, and it caught it, but hopefully he'll buck up. I'm going to give him some more compost later and a feed. Hopefully he'll buck up a bit.
All right.
So I've again spruced these up a bit. So I've put some border flowers in, bedding plants in there now.
Spruced. I love that little pun with the tree there.
Oh, there you go. So hopefully they'll look alright. This is the it looks a bit poorly actually, but this is the geranium that I take in every year because otherwise it would die. This is the one I've taken all the cuttings off, so it's got a beautiful white geranium flower on it. So hopefully we'll have white interspersed around the garden, and just add some more bedding plants left. So I did another little pot. The runner beans are doing really well now, as you can see. We grew them from seed in the conservatory and they've absolutely taken off. My courgette plants, I've put them further in this time.
Or zucchini, as some people call it.
Yeah, I've put them in a bit further this time because Freddie, our Yorkshire Terrier, ate them last year. He loves the taste of the leaves. So hopefully they'll be right. These are giant sunflowers, and I have planted one for each of our grandchildren.
Oh.
So yeah, so we've got a Daisy, Teddy and Percy sunflower there. So yeah.
And of course this vegetable patch is nicely manured by Jasper the cat.
Well, he doesn't come in this one so much now. I've just interspersed this with some petunias as well. I don't know whether I've done a good thing here because these may all take off in a minute and submerge those, but anyway. And that's some cos lettuce as well. In fact, I grew the cos lettuce from seed and I've just put those in. This is cos lettuces here. This is spinach. I'm afraid that got a haircut the other night. That was a bit of rocket that I just stuck in to see if it would take, and I made a lovely salad with that the other night. So, and in fact I should cut some of this because it needs thinning out, and we'll make a salad with this young spinach as well.
A few figs.
Yeah, we should do all right for figs this year, I hope. I've pinned him up more this year, so hopefully the sun can get in underneath. So hopefully, yeah, we should get, if we get a dozen or so, I'd be delighted. We might get more this year. This rose is beautiful, magenta coloured roses, and again, absolutely the most beautiful scent. It's gorgeous. It's a bit lost here now with the trees, but as the trees mature and they go up more, hopefully the sun will start to be able to get in on this a bit more, but it still loves it here and it's beautiful. So you don't want all this, do you?
This is a bit of a trough we've got here.
Well, it is, but I've filled it up because I've dug out different things. I've moved little violas here. I've got bush geranium, bush fuchsias I mean. This is another fuchsia coming up. That's an annual one that I get. This is a fuchsia as well, a variegated one, and that's an annual one that comes out. Love the colours on that. So that's nice. As you can see, the slugs have really gone at my lupin. Whether he'll survive, I don't know. Anyway, time will tell. And then this is a wallflower that comes every year, and I need to. You just deadhead it, and then it'll keep coming and coming. This is another rose which goes across the trellis here. As you can see, it's going to be absolutely full of flowers in a minute. They're not scented. They're small little pink ones, but Rob's cousin gave me this one to commemorate my mum, who was called Dorothy, and this rose is called Dorothy, so it's rather significant for me, really. So it's lovely. So and I'm glad it likes it there. So penstemon here, which I absolutely crucified at the end of last season, seems to be coming back again, which is good. This is a new one I put in. It's flowered already. It was white. That is a clematis there. Avalanche, that one's called, I think. Is it called Avalanche? Yes, Avalanche, which is an evergreen, which will be nice. This is a foxglove, which is rather enormous. Another foxglove there. But anyway, they'll be lovely. My dear old grasses are trying to come through. They will. They'll come right up, so they'll come up further and they'll be all right. Which will get flattened in a minute because I'm afraid our enormous black cat just loves lying in it, and he's it's almost hypnotic to him. He loves it. he just lies in it and flattens it. So another kind of annual geranium, really pretty one, that one. Hopefully I'll get a bit more flower on it than it looks like at the moment. Hopefully he'll
Some rhubarb.
back up a bit. The rhubarb, we've had 2 lots of rhubarb already this year. Hopefully we might get a bit more. I probably should be watering it more because obviously it's a bit of a sun trap there and it's got rather dry. I probably ought to be. Oh, you could have that job, Rob. You could be watering it of an evening, couldn't
Depends
you?
if I'm here or not.
Oh, I see. I see. As you can see, we've got foxgloves. This is another type of geranium in the back, the purple one. They're both annuals. So we've got the pink annual geranium and the purpley one as well. Little Sweet Williams down the front there. They've come up from last year, so I haven't planted them this year. So I'm really pleased they've come up. Another foxglove.
Why has that died like that?
Well, that one's finished. That one is finished flowering because there's several. So that one was out earlier than these. These are coming subsequently. So yeah, a bit more catnip, which you'll no doubt flatten. But anyway, never mind. This is a beautiful rose, which I'm a bit disappointed that I only seem to have got 3 on. I may dig that one out at the end of the season and put a different one in, because a yellow rose is just right there really. So I'll have a think. That's a sedum in there at the back, and that sedum will throw up a pink flower. More foxgloves, as you can see. So
Lovely.
this is
Blackbirds singing away up there.
This is a rose that we bought when my dear old dad died, and that's another one that is supposed to be like a commemorative rose. So that's rather lovely that I've got that one as well. My poor old hydrangea in the back. You can see there's some brown leaves on that. That unfortunately caught the frost. So it was doing really well because we had good weather, and then it got caught. So another kind of geranium there. This is a new one I've just put in there. That's a lily.
Which one's that?
The lily, and apparently it should be a yellow when it comes out, so that would be nice if it's a yellow lily in there. And this little carnation here, this is really sweet. This has come up again from last year, so that's nice. That's there like that. Can't quite remember what that was, but the slugs have had an absolute field day on that.
They have, haven't they?
Yeah, so it's finished. But look at my glorious poppies. Look at the bee inside there.
This is the Cotswold opium harvest here.
Look at that in there, having a
The
field
bee
day.
having a real old go in there.
He's loving it. Loving it. And there's masses to come out yet, so it will look a picture. It will.
The blackbird is just up there beneath the TV antenna.
2 more giant sunflowers there in the corner. One of them, something's had a nibble at it, but hopefully it will keep going. And hopefully they'll come up to the top of the fence. Beautiful ivory coloured rose there. Lovely contrast. So, and this dear old heron here, that used to belong to my mum and dad, so that's nice that that's here in the garden. So yeah, so, and I love these plants. I've got one further up, I forget what they're called, but I love the deep richness and colour of that in contrast to the greens. It's lovely. So
There's our old dog, Gladys.
Glad.
Yeah, Glad.
Okay.
Yes, just about.
This one will look
So
lovely.
what have we got here then, Mrs. Little?
This belonged to my mum and dad. So again,
It's a bit of a rusty old thing, isn't it?
It is, but I love it, so it doesn't matter. So again, just some little violas, fuchsia, little busy lizzies, and this I think is like dwarf little dahlias, so that's quite sweet really. Oh, and that's begonias that were in there last year, and they've survived and they're coming up again, so that'll be quite nice too. This is just ivy and foliage here, but it'll
Why don't I know anything about this?
I have no idea. This one, because it had to be moved here because of the aircon. Again, little dwarf dahlias and just trailing geraniums in pink.
How lovely.
And some lobelia. So that'll look pretty once it's done. And then I've got my mint by my back door, which is handy.
We don't even need to put our shoes on when we're boiling potatoes.
We don't, no. And then I've just got fuchsias, geraniums, little rose that I think was given to me in something or other, so I just popped it in there. And again, just some little bedding plants, petunias, lobelia, and things like that. Just
How
really
wonderful.
pretty. Yes.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
Water it.
Well, we'll see about that. It's going to rain tomorrow.
Usually that's not
When we
enough.
do the next one, the final one, there should be a hanging basket.
Of begonias.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we are then.
Yeah.
It'll be another month or two. Thank you, Mrs. Little, for all your time spent with us today on the present Mrs. Little's garden. Look out for the next episode.